I've recorded this intro once already, and I'm not gonna record it again. It's just gonna be awkward because I get all caught up in, oh, you gotta keep them watching or they're gonna click off. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. If someone wants to click off, goodbye. I'm gonna explain where I've been, and I'm only gonna touch on the big parts. And then I can expand on them later. If someone is curious, leave a comment and I'll make a whole story about it. Since the last I made my video was, I think I was making videos about, I've since finished the Bible to Revelation, though I have left you guys hanging. I get really caught up. If you don't know me, my name is Andrea, and I have made multiple YouTube channels, multiple Instagram accounts, multiple of everything, because I get cornered into a niche, the need to have a niche, and whatever catches on whatever channel, I feel like I have to stick with it. Otherwise, I'm gonna make people mad that it's not the thing that they signed up for. Most of you are probably here for my homeschooling video. And I've come to the conclusion after reading and wasting a lot of my time that there is no such thing as the best curriculum in the world. So I feel cornered into having to only talk about homeschooling. But really the 3 videos that I made about homeschooling, I don't know how many I made. There's 3 in my head that I can think of, cover everything you need to know. What is the best homeschool curriculum? Yourself. And are you following Jesus? That's number 1. 2, what's the best homeschool curriculum to buy this season for whatever? Nothing. Don't buy anything. Use what you have. Simple answer. Like, people make these long, extensive videos, and it's really not that serious. Live your life, follow Jesus, let your children see it, and let them see you learn to love to learn. What? One thing that I started doing is sewing.
It's not heavy to me. Okay. Cole can pick up that whole machine.
Yeah, you probably can, huh? Maybe.
For real, Cole can pick up that whole machine.
I think so. I taught myself how to sew via YouTube videos. And I've always seen people, oh, I sew, and I'm like, ugh, just seems like so much. I don't even know how to put a needle in the machine. I had to watch a YouTube video on how to thread my machine every single time my thread broke. I would have to watch a video on how to wind my bobbin every single time my bobbin ran out. And it was annoying and troublesome. But I've since started a business. I did. I signed up for bazaars. I have my first bazaar at the end of September, and I've never done a bazaar. I don't even know how to use my Square. People are gonna pay me through my phone? What is this? I'm a dinosaur. I don't know how to do any of this. Yet here I am. Just diving into things. That's just what I do. All right, let me start from the beginning. I left you guys. I went and got my colors done with my mom. Black is not my color. Gold is not my color. Teal is my color. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they have color seasons, right? I did it before it was hip. It got hip about the time I did it, honestly. But now everybody's got apps and stuff anymore, and half the time those are wrong. But anyway, I'm a summer, dark summer, or whatever you want to call it. In that same time frame, hi, honey.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Just came to get my suitcase.
Okay. Did you open your army package?
Not yet.
You should.
I will.
Okay.
I can't wait. I haven't done it because I want to
Open it.
Then.
Trust me. He thinks it's just pants. It's not just pants. It's a whole uniform. What was I saying? I started getting really tired. So tired. I went to several doctors. I tried the holistic approach. I did a functional medicine doctor. I did holistic remedies. I did everything under the moon and under the sun. Turns out, I went on a fast track to menopause. And all of my eggs were gone within a year. Menopause is usually a long runway, right? I was finished in a year. So you can imagine my hair was falling out, a lot of grays. I gained tons of weight. I was so lethargic. I had premature ovarian failure and all my eggs left me. I can't have children anymore. I had to mourn that. That was huge because I want more babies. Still do. So I'm doing hormone creams now.
Thank you, Mom.
What is it?
It's a whole entire army hat. And a suit. Does it come with a shirt?
Yes. Oh my goodness. He's gonna be 9 September. I'm never gonna make this video. I'm never gonna finish this video. Let's see. All my eggs are gone. I started journaling. I journal. I started drawing some journals, journaling some things. Then my kids were sick. My kids were sick. My kids were sick. My kids were sick. My kids were so sick. We were in the hospital. We were in urgent cares. We had chest x-rays for pneumonia. The kids weren't breathing. Like, it was terrible. And in between each stint, in between each hard thing, I would go back to trying to eat right. Because the last video I did was on my other channel about how I lost 20 pounds in a month, and all I did was calorie count. That's all it is calorie counting. Jumping all over the place. ADHD! Then the kids were super sick. And in between each hard thing, I would work out and eat right, and then nothing would go right, and then something big would happen and go wrong, and then I would go back and forth. So I'm in limbo, like many people my age. And then in one of the very hard times, my mom was like, let me just take you to Art in the Park. Art in the Park is a big thing around here. And it's just outdoor bazaar where people sell their handmade things. Like, there's metal, artwork, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I want to get a video. I have to do myself. Art in the Park. I took the kids with me and Mom, and we were walking around, and my oldest son saw this tiny little zipper pouch. She wanted $40 for it. Insane. I would never. I'm starting to sell things. I'm going to start selling. I have sold on my website. I made a website. But I haven't done a bazaar yet. But I'm never going to sell a little tiny pouch for $40. That's insane. The reason why people are not buying their handmade products is because their handmade products are overpriced. I'm just saying. Come in and I'm gonna upset the market. There are so many YouTube channels about sewing and markets and having a business and selling online, and their prices are outrageous. They're selling tote bags for over $100. They're selling box pouches for $50, $60. They're selling little tiny pouches like this for $20. Like, this, $7, 7, maybe 10, 20, 25. Are you insane? Honey. Hi, honey. I love that. He's totally dressed in an army uniform. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay. I gotta focus. I gotta make this video. It's so hard to sit down and make videos because I would so much rather be doing other things. Whatever. So my mom gave me her sewing machine. A little brother, I don't know what. I started sewing. I didn't even have a place to put the brother sewing machine. It was on a desk behind the treadmill. So I would sit on the treadmill and sew like up high. And then my husband saw what I was doing one day and he was like, what is going on? So he rearranged the whole area, made a little sewing space for me, moved the treadmill, and I started sewing like a proper human. And I just would do YouTube videos, and I would pause it and I would do it, and I'd pause it and I would do it, and I would look at it, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna keep trying, right? Because it's so much fun. The first time you make something, it's just like, okay. Even though I had to search how to do literally everything. Anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. Who's there, baby?
Barf.
Oh my gosh. What do you have in here? It's heavy. So then I started sewing a lot, and then I was in the hospital again with severe stomach pain. I was in debilitating pain. I was in the hospital 3 times in 1 month, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Come to find out, I have a connective tissue disease. Didn't know that at the time. So I had to start eating low FODMAP. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Hi, baby.
I got 1, 2, every other.
I love you. So I was in the hospital, and then I got cats. I randomly bought the family cats for Christmas. What are you guys doing? Huh? Simba didn't feel good? You could tell because Simba was like really lazy all day, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is like, you can't clean yourself, so let me do it.
That's so sweet.
And this in the sink
Yeah, I just put the whole thing in the sink, honey. Thank you. And they're huge. They're Siberian forest cats. They're going to be about 20 pounds. In fact, one of them's 15 pounds already. He's only a year old. In between all of that, trying to be healthy and all these things happening, and then getting cats, and then having setbacks, and then trying to learn how to sew, and then sewing any chance I got. I trying to homeschool the kids. In between all of that, I fell so behind in homeschool. I felt so guilty. Is Daddy home? Oh, he is?
Can you fix my ear?
My husband's home, so now I want to go see him. But I just want to finish this really quick. Okay. And I'll talk about being behind on homeschool and what I did in times of severe illness between the kids and myself, and what I was going through. So much illness. And then the cat got a situation with a winky eye, and we kept taking him to the vet. Come to find out, it was this automatic water fountain that was never getting properly cleaned, that I got from Amazon. I'll show it here. It said change this every 4 weeks, change this every 2 weeks, and keep the filters going. And I was, but I didn't. Apparently it wasn't good enough. And there was maybe algae in the pump or something, causing the cat to have like severe allergies. So hundreds of dollars in vet bills with no answers aside from the answer I found myself. And it was the water the whole time. All I wanted to do was spend time with my kids and sew. So I would do my Bible study, do homeschool, and sew whenever I could, but a lot of times I was just laying in the bed. Very depressing. And then I had conviction about not making videos that glorified God. So I just made videos about Bible study, because I was like, if I'm on the internet, I feel stupid talking about myself. Who cares about myself? But then when I was sick, in times of hardship, I would find inspiration and peace and hope in other people's videos. I was I was laying there in the bed, just watching people's YouTube videos, living their life. I would do my Bible study, and my husband would be home taking care of all the kids, and I would just be alone, trying to rest, couldn't rest, things were going on in my mind, and I just needed an outlet, and that was my outlet, was watching YouTube videos, and it always has been. So I felt silly, because I was like, well, I am so rigid with my thought process, and I'm like, if I'm not doing it for God blatantly, then I shouldn't be doing it. But I see that you can glorify God in all things that you do. I can show my day-to-day life here and glorify God. Show you what it's like during the day. Like today we did homeschool earlier. What happened? And then what I was saying before about feeling cornered into a niche about homeschool. I didn't want to make any videos. I was frozen because I felt like they had to be about homeschool, because that's why most of the people subscribe to this channel. And then I was like, well, that's not what I intended. I even announced to all the people that follow my other YouTube channels that I was going to just make a channel and make it about whatever I wanted. And I didn't do it again because I felt cornered into a niche. But here I am, unfrozen, I think, at least for a little while, making videos about whatever I want. So if you signed up to just hear about homeschool, you're probably not going to hear it, though you'll see my day-to-day in homeschool and how I managed to do what I'm doing with homeschool, right? But a lot of it's going to be about sewing, how I started a business, how I signed up randomly for bazaars and I don't know what I'm doing. I have some foldable tables and I bought some tablecloths, right? I'm going to try to sell some pouches and totes and Bible covers and laptop sleeves at the market. We call them bazaars or expos or craft fair. Though online I see it called market or pop-up. That's not what I call them around here. Maybe that's like an Australian thing, because the gal I saw was calling it that. And I think it was an Australian accent anyway, at least 2 gals. So here I have decided to just make videos about whatever I want. And if it upsets people that signed up to listen to homeschool things, then I apologize. Otherwise, here I am. I'm just going to make videos showing you my day-to-day and what I do. Pop in now and again, do a Bible study now and again, do whatever I want, just like I intended. And I no longer feel compelled to fall into the definition of what I need to do in order to be successful on YouTube. And I think that's why I haven't been successful on YouTube. I mean, if I stuck with it, maybe I would have been, but I've abandoned everything that I've built multiple times. Simply because I get very freaked out, especially people in the comments then like remarking about literally anything. You can watch any channel on YouTube in the very beginning, how free they were, and then how closed up they become. That is because people in the comment section leave you comments that wear you down. It is unrealistic to think that you will never be impacted by that, and I have been several times. A lot of people just stay out of the comments anymore because they don't feel like they can be themselves because they're judged, and just the tiniest little thing, it's really wearing. They're terrible. I get why they move from their authentic self into a more, okay, I'm only going to start showing this part of this then and nothing, anything else. There's no freedom to be creative. People feel like they have to make the video about what was successful before, or they decide they're not going to show a certain aspect because of the judgment they receive. But here I am. I'm going to do whatever I want and make the videos about whatever I want, and I'm not going to conform. I will not conform. I will revolt. Although it's taken me 2 years to gather that. Although, to be fair, it's taken me 2 years because of the hardships I've endured. Oh, and then, what happened? This is my brain dump. My daughter wrote me, my daughter wrote, brain dump. And so she was helping me as I was brushing her hair. I started a website, I got my business license, didn't know how to do a business license, and so I Googled, how do I make a business? And then it was like, you need a license. I was like, what are the licenses? And they're like, here's the different kinds of business licenses, sole proprietor, LLC, and on so on, so on. And I was like, what's the difference? And so then we got sick again. And then the last time I got sick, right now, August 12th or something, I dissected an artery and had an aneurysm. Not in my brain, in the arteries that lead to my brain. So I need to have a CT at the end of September to see whether or not it's healing. God forbid I need surgery. I pray that I'm just healing on my own, which had led me to the neurologist to find out that I need to do genetic testing to test for connective tissue disorder, which explains the hospital stint a while back when I was having stomach problems. Basically, my arteries, my vessels, my tissues, my ligaments, my tendons are so stretchy. Too stretchy. And then I was at the chiropractor when I was pregnant, and he was like, your pelvis is flipped like back. Your ribs are literally turning the wrong way back. Because when you're pregnant, you produce relaxin that makes your tendons and ligaments even more malleable. And I was just, listen, I've got a connective tissue disorder for sure. And then, let's see. That pain was excruciating. My dissected artery has been excruciating. It was worse than the one I had in 2021. It's my second one. In fact, I went to the ER and I was like, I think I dissected an artery. And they were like, okay. And I was like, listen, I dissected one in 2021 and I'm telling you that's what I have. And so I was sort of dismissed. And then they put me in for CT, had the scan come back. The doctor was like, you have a dissected artery. And I was like, I know, I do. And it's excruciating. And he's like, do you want painkillers for it? And then I said no, because I didn't want them to think that I was coming in just to get painkillers. That's a weird thing. I'm neurodivergent. I hate labels, but it explains why I'm the way that I am, honestly. I don't like to conform to them because we are made new in Christ. Can I get an amen? But I still have to fight against things. Got a little tism going on. If you're offended by that, I don't care. Let's see, what else happened? Oh, then I was sleeping next to my daughter, in excruciating pain. And she stopped breathing in her sleep, and I looked at her, and then she went, and I was like, what was that? Horrified, right? I'm watching her again, watching her. She kept stopping breathing. She stopped breathing multiple times. Her heart was racing. My heart was racing. Long story short, ENT would remove adenoids and tonsils. We're not removing adenoids and tonsils. Airway dentists would put expander, but not until age 7, maybe possibly at age 4, but we would pay out of pocket. Okay. So what's happening with her is that her airway collapses when she sleeps because she has no muscle tone. If your kid is 3, if your child is 3, and he or she is not eating steak, eating apples, chewing, using their mouth, good musculature happening. You guys, I still have a dissection. The blood flow to my brain is being impeded, and I'm not stroking, God forbid, but I have to get tested every now and again. My husband does my little, my test, who am I, who's the president, and all this, so I can see whether or not I'm having a stroke. I'm on blood thinners, aspirin, thinning my blood until I can until the artery heals all the way to there's a chance of stroke. Anyway, the use of my brain, like my brain is slow right now. It is very sad. Wow, I have a lot going on in the month of September. Oh, and then I signed up for book club. Oh, that's a long story because I kept doing my Bible study without you guys. And I felt convicted because I'm supposed to be around people and I'm not being around people. There I go again with my autism. And then I'm like, okay, I need to be around people, but I wasn't still. And then a gal from my church dropped a book from the book club off at my house, and the book was called Relationships. And I was like, okay, God, isn't that amazing? God uses people to reach you. He does. And if you close yourself off from people, how can he reach you? But he reached for me. He sent somebody to my house. So anyway, wow, I am all over the place. Joanna's Airway. Oh, so we're doing what is it called? Myofunctional, basically myomunchy, chew, 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 blowing. What else? All these exercises, right? I'm doing that with all my children for 20 minutes a day. I'm doing it with Joanna 40. She does the same routine in the morning and in the night. And it's helping her strengthen her throat, tongue, cheeks, lips. Everything's getting stronger so that her tongue doesn't collapse into the back of her throat and block her airway. And what do we do meanwhile? Wow. There were so many different options to aid her while she slept meanwhile that were thousands of dollars, including tooth pillow or something like that. And I'm not doing that because I heard about the teeth. Anyway, do a lot of research. So what we're doing now is sleeping beside her, and I'm awake all night long. My husband and I switch, not all night long, but kind of like constantly awake almost every single hour checking her. And she has to sleep supinated. She's angled down toward the pillow so that her tongue falls forward. You know, you sleep like this. Mattress, tongue down until she's strong enough. And I'll even take her arm and I'll tuck it under her chin to close her mouth to make her breathe through her nose. Right? Because if she's on her back, everything falls back and blocks her airway. All right, that's where I've been. And I'll be back. I'll be back probably sewing, or talking about God, or talking about homeschool. So I hope that you join me in that adventure, because I'm going to be everywhere, because I'm everywhere, because I'm an everywhere kind of a person. I am so everywhere all the time. Do you call that ADHD? I call it normal. Everyone has ADHD. I'm just a little bit more scatterbrained the most, especially recently. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye! I gotta go see my family. I don't know where they are.